Welcome to Animate Bible Story. Our Bible story for you today is titled, The Story of Noah. Part 1, A World Full of Wrong, Genesis 6 verses 5 to 8. A long time ago, there were many people on the earth, but their hearts became filled with evil and wrongdoing. God, who had made the world and loved his creation, saw that people were hurting each other, telling lies, and forgetting to be kind. People were no longer doing what was right, and it made God very sad to see his beautiful world filled with so much badness. But in the middle of this wicked world, there was one man who was different. His name was Noah. Noah loved God with all his heart, and he tried to live in a way that pleased God. He was kind, honest, and he taught his family to follow God, too. Because Noah was faithful, God looked at him with love and decided to save him from the coming disaster. God had a very special plan just for Noah and his family. Part 2, God's big plan for Noah, Genesis 6 verses 9 to 22. God spoke to Noah one day, telling him about his plan. God said, "Noah, people have chosen to do evil, and I must clean the earth. I will send a great flood of water to cover everything." But God had a way to save Noah. He told Noah to build a giant boat called an ark. God gave Noah special instructions on how to build the ark. "Make it out of strong wood and cover it with pitch, so it won't leak," God said. The ark should be 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. It will have 3 floors inside, and rooms for everyone. Noah listened carefully to every word. Though he had never seen a flood, he trusted God. Day by day, Noah and his sons began cutting down trees and building the ark. People who saw Noah must have laughed and wondered why he was building such a big boat when there wasn't any rain. But Noah kept working because he believed in God's plan. Part 3, Filling the ark with animals, Genesis 7 verses 1 to 9. When the ark was finished, God told Noah it was almost time. "Now, Noah, I want you to bring animals into the ark," God said. "Take 2 of every kind of unclean animal, a male and a female, and 7 pairs of each clean animal. This way, there would be enough animals to repopulate the earth after the flood." God made it so that animals began coming to Noah. Imagine lions, elephants, giraffes, tiny mice, and even birds of every kind, all walking or flying toward the ark. Noah and his family carefully guided them inside, making sure every animal had a safe place. The animals needed food too, so Noah and his family gathered plenty of food and stored it on the ark. Finally, Noah's family joined him on the ark. There was Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. They trusted that God would protect them through the coming storm. Part 4, The Great Flood begins, Genesis 7 verses 10 to 24. When everyone was safe inside, God himself closed the door of the ark. Just as God had warned, the rain began to fall. It wasn't just a drizzle, it was a powerful rain, with water pouring from the sky and even bubbling up from the ground. The rain fell for 40 days and 40 nights, covering the earth with water. As the water rose higher, it began to cover the trees, hills, and even the tallest mountains. Everything outside the ark was washed away, but Noah and his family were safe inside, just as God had promised. They could hear the rain pounding outside, but they trusted that God was taking care of them. Noah's family stayed on the ark as the waters rose and covered the earth. They watched over the animals, fed them, and waited patiently, knowing God was watching over them. The floodwaters remained on the earth for a total of 150 days before they started to go down. Part 5, Waiting and Watching, Genesis 8 verses 1 to 14. After many days, God sent a strong wind to blow across the earth, and the waters began to go down. Slowly, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. But Noah didn't rush out right away. He wanted to be sure it was safe, so he waited and prayed. 40 days later, Noah opened a window and sent out a raven. The raven flew back and forth until the waters had dried up. Then, Noah sent out a dove, but the dove couldn't find a dry place to land, so it returned to the ark. Noah waited another 7 days and sent the dove out again. This time, it came back with a fresh olive leaf in its beak, a sign that trees were growing again. After 7 more days, Noah sent the dove out one last time, and this time it didn't come back. Now Noah knew that the ground was almost dry. Part 6, Leaving the Ark, Genesis 8 verses 15 to 19. Finally, God spoke to Noah, telling him to leave the ark with his family and all the animals. Can you imagine how happy everyone must have been to step out onto dry land again? The animals began to roam freely, exploring the new world. Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives looked around, thankful that God had saved them. The world looked fresh and clean, ready for a new start. The animals scattered across the earth, and Noah's family began building their lives again in this renewed world. Part 7, Noah's special thanks to God, Genesis 8 verses 20 to 22. The first thing Noah did was build an altar to thank God for his protection. He gathered some of the clean animals and offered a special sacrifice to God, showing how grateful he was for their safe journey. God was pleased with Noah's offering. He blessed Noah and his family and promised, "Never again will I destroy the earth with a flood." He made a promise to Noah, his family, and all the animals, that they would have the chance to fill the earth again. Part 8, The Rainbow Promise, Genesis 9 verses 12 to 17. God then did something wonderful to show his promise. He placed a beautiful rainbow in the sky, telling Noah, "This rainbow is a sign of my covenant with you and every living creature. Whenever you see a rainbow, remember that I will never again destroy the earth with a flood." From that day on, every time Noah or anyone else saw a rainbow, they would remember God's promise of peace and protection. It was a sign of his love and his commitment to never flood the earth again. This promise wasn't just for Noah but for everyone who would live on the earth. Conclusion. And so, Noah's family started fresh, knowing that God had saved them and given them a new beginning. They learned that God is faithful to keep his promises and that he is always watching over those who love him. The story of Noah reminds us to be faithful, just as Noah was, and to trust God in all things. If you find this story inspiring, please subscribe to Animate Bible Story channel. Thank you.